Well, how y'all are? This is your buddy George Jones over here on the 8th of December. It actually warmed up to 50. And we thought, let's go make a video or two. So, I got this old used gun. The old used gun I got today is a dandy. A Colt Official Police 1957 production. Now the OP had been around for years and years, and it made some minor changes, and there was a couple of different, the pre-World War II one had what they call a half moon sight, whereas this one's got a ramp blade on it. Still has the exposed ejector rod that later on became shrouded. The OP is just about the most basic, standard, straightforward, police service revolver you could get. This and the Model 10 Smith & Wesson was basically the backbone of American law enforcement carry gun for 60, 70 years. This was when revolvers were getting modern and very reliable. I picked this gun up recently because I just couldn't help myself, okay? I was enthralled. And now I got a chance to come over here and make a video with it. It's a 6-shot, 38 caliber, 4-inch barrel revolver, okay? It turns in the opposite direction of a Smith & Wesson. It turns clockwise instead of counterclockwise. And like that. It had real skinny grips on it. It had the classic Colt pistol grips, that they always had on them all the way up until the 60s. Basically, the grip was too small. It wasn't much wider than the back strap up at the top, which is kind of uncomfortable for me, so I got the Hogue monogrip and put on it. And we're going to try it out. So I've got old school gun, old school target, and old school ammunition. These people have been out of business 40 years. So we're going to give it a try. It's, what is this? 148 grain wad cutter. What's a wad cutter, you say? Well, a wad cutter is a flat point bullet that's even with the mouth of the case. And the purpose of the wad cutter is to create a real clean hole in the target to help with scoring at matches and so forth. My ammunition's rolling away. Quit rolling away, ammo. Subsequently, the wad cutter is a very effective anti-personnel round because of the way it's made. The very tip of a bullet that doesn't expand is what destroys tissue. The rest of the bullet simply pushes tissue away. So if you've got a 38 caliber tip on a bullet, it's going to destroy a 38 caliber hole as far as it'll go. It actually creates a pretty good wound, at close range. It's not long range stuff. You don't load up for bear with a 148 wad cutter. Okay, let's see how it shoots from the bench right here. We'll try a 6-on single. All right, 6-on single. Well, come on, come on. And we'll try 6-on double. These are very light loads. They're not actually, wouldn't be good duty loads. You need something a little heavier than loaded a little hotter than this. These are probably at 750 feet a second. They don't seem very loud, and they don't seem to have much recoil. 6 on double. Let's go look fight. Go look a fight. Oh yeah. Yeah. As you can see, the water cutter leaves a nice clean hole in that paper. 2/8, 1 9, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10s, 2 X's. It's not, yeah, we're not doing an IPSC championship with this gun or this shooter, but it shoots good. Shoots good. What's it worth? Well, you see these guys for sale? Never. There seems to be quite a following for nowadays for the 4-inch barrel police service revolver, even though law enforcement, modern law enforcement, hasn't used a service revolver type duty weapon for probably 40 years. You know, 85, 86 is when 9mm Glocks came out. That's what happened. You know, but people like them. They buy them and they like them. Colt collectors snap up every one that they get. Smith & Wesson collectors snap up every Model 10 they can get, every 10, every 10.5, every 10.8, you know, and so forth. And it's kind of crazy, especially now. I mean, I'm over at the range with my blued L-frame, and every time I go to the range with, somebody tries to buy it off of me for good money. I mean, you know, I got this at a family discount. It was 3.5 fingers, okay? But if you saw one of these on the shelf at Bud's, they want $600 for it. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. It's just ridiculous what retailers want with anything with Colt wrote on it. When it comes down to it, pretty excellent revolver. I mean, you know, it's not, it's a little bit too bulky to carry as a concealed carry gun, unless you put it like in a shoulder holster or something. Bianchi makes a good one. And like that, everybody in law enforcement carries automatics now of some kind. We had some of these at Eddyville when I was working, you know, and occasionally was carrying a Colt OP, you know, but most of the time I was carrying a, you know, an old 5-screw M&P. But these guns won't go away because you can't wear them out. You know, they're just too well made. All right, then, that's about the size of it for this installment on, hey, I got this old used gun, pretty cool used gun. Like, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me a $1 in the Patreon bucket if you want to, and if you don't, well, I'm going to keep right on making content for you. God bless America, and thank everyone for voting right and giving us 4 new years of prosperity ahead, and maybe 8, because there's no term limit on presidency. I mean, FDR was president for 15 years, you know. Ulysses S. Grant was president for 12 years. He drank himself to death, you know, got to making a little money. All right, then. God bless you, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye now.